Disney Princess Rapunzel. Long ago in a kingdom, a king and his queen had a baby girl. They named her Rapunzel. The girl has long golden hair and beautiful green eyes. Her parents were unaware that the golden hair of Rapunzel has magical healing powers. Mother Gothel was a selfish old witch who knew of the magic in Rapunzel's hair and wanted it to keep herself young. So, the old lady kidnapped the baby Rapunzel and raised her in a tower deep in the woods. She never told her that she was a princess. Each year on Rapunzel's birthday, the king and queen release sky lanterns, hoping they will guide Rapunzel home. When Rapunzel became young, she wanted to go out of the tower, but Mother Gothel denied going out. The tower was so tall that it touched the sky, and it had no doors or stairs. The only way to enter the tower was through a small window at the very top. Every year on her birthday, she used to love gazing out the tower window at the lights that floated in the night sky. The wicked woman locked all the doors, and she used to climb the tower using Rapunzel's hair. The only person she ever saw was an old witch. Every day, the witch used to come to the foot of the tower and call, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." She then used to let her long plait fall. One day, Flynn Rider, who was a young thief, came near to the tower in order to find a place to hide, as he had stolen the crown from the castle of the king, and the royal guards were after him. And he saw a witch holding a long plait and climbed down the tower. Then Flynn hid behind the tower and watched the witch. As soon as she left, he too decided to try. "Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Let down your hair!" he cried and climbed up into Rapunzel's tower. Rapunzel knocked him out with a frying pan when Flynn Rider climbed into the tower. When she secretly inspected him, she found a crown in the satchel. When Flynn Rider awoke, he found himself tied to a chair with the long hair of Rapunzel. Tomorrow was her 18th birthday. She made a deal with him, promising to return the crown in exchange for taking her to see the lanterns, and then she would return his crown. When Flynn agreed to help Rapunzel, she used her hair to climb down from the tower. It was the first time she was outside her tower. When her feet touched the grass, she almost burst with excitement. Both of them enjoyed their adventure. The next morning, Rapunzel and Flynn enter the kingdom and attend a festival in honor of the lost princess. After a day of celebration, they sail onto the lake to watch the release of the lanterns. In the kingdom, she saw a painting of the king, the queen, and their baby, who was known as the lost princess. The baby princess had the same golden hair and green eyes as Rapunzel. She was surprised to see this. Later, that night, Rapunzel gives back Flynn the crown. As they talked, the two young people grew closer and closer. They laughed, shared stories, and found that they had much in common. Rapunzel's beautiful singing voice enchanted Flynn. Then Rapunzel and Flynn gazed into each other's eyes and realized that they were falling in love. The visits from the Flynn became the highlight of Rapunzel's life. She looked forward to seeing him more. They spent more time and enjoyed the adventures together with each passing day. As for Flynn, he was falling deeply in love with Rapunzel. He knew that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Then both confessed their mutual love. Later, Flynn and Rapunzel were separated. The witch who had placed the curse on Rapunzel had discovered the Flynn's visits. She was furious and determined to stop the two from seeing each other. Mother Gothel told Rapunzel a lie that Flynn had only wanted the crown, but now she knew the reality of Mother Gothel. She told her that she knew that she was a lost princess. Realizing that she is the lost princess, Rapunzel confronts Gothel, declaring she will never allow Gothel to use her hair again. Flynn arrives at the tower and calls to Rapunzel. Her hair is lowered to him, but upon climbing up, he finds Rapunzel chained and gagged by a witch, Gothel. Gothel stabs Flynn from behind, and she stopped Rapunzel to heal Flynn. Gothel attempts to drag Rapunzel away, but she angrily resists her. However, Rapunzel promises to stay with Gothel if she is allowed to heal Flynn. Gothel reluctantly agrees to this, but Flynn, realizing Rapunzel would spend the rest of her life in captivity. Anyhow, Flynn stood and cut off Rapunzel's hair before she can heal him. As a result of this, a horrified and infuriated Gothel suddenly ages rapidly, then falls. Rapunzel was now free, but Flynn was dying. Rapunzel mourns Flynn, but one of her tears, which still has some of the flower's magic, revives him. In the aftermath, both of them came back to the castle after this. The king and queen embraced their lost princess. Rapunzel is now happily reunited with her birth parents. The entire kingdom celebrated the return of their princess by launching hundreds of lanterns to the sky, which were the lights. In the end, Rapunzel and Flynn eventually got married, and they live happily ever after. And the story of Rapunzel has become a classic tale that has been passed down over generations. Thank you. Subscribe the channel and stay tuned for more interesting stories.